Well, welcome back, everyone. We have got Kevin here with us. Kevin, you are a wildlife biologist that works at Pantex. So first off, thanks for making the trip down here this morning. We're glad to have you on. And so, like I said, as soon as I heard this morning we were having Pantex on, I said, are we going to talk about nuclear weapons on second Kevin? They're like, no, we have a wildlife biologist. And so kind of tell us about that link there of how, as a wildlife biologist, your work ties into Pantex. Because, I mean, when you explain it, it makes a lot of sense.
Basically, we like to be good citizens, good stewards of the property we have out there. We have close to 16,000 acres, maybe a little more. Wow. But we don't use all that property. And, to be good stewards of the property that we're entrusted with, that public land, we do our best to maintain anything we're not using as naturally as possible. And there are laws and stuff that say we have to do that as well, but we also just do it because we're trying to take care of the land out there. And that's where I come in. A lot of times you'll have an animal pop up, any animal that you can expect to see out in the wild, just show up somewhere and somebody will think, oh, that animal looks sick or hurt. And so who do you call? You call me, and me or one of my teammates will come out, take a look, and kind of decide, what do we need to do with it? Do we need to monitor it? Do we need to, capture it and get some help for it? And a lot of times, what we'll do is we'll go out. Any injured animals, we'll take over to Wild West Wildlife Rehab. We're really proud of the partnership that we've developed with them. We'll take the animal out to them. They'll take a look at it and take care of it for as long as needed, and then hopefully, when it's ready, we can bring it back out and release it somewhere close to where we found it.
Absolutely. And now a wildlife biologist, I mean, that's a pretty cool title in itself. Can you kind of talk about just your years within that and kind of your experience there?
Well, I've been the wildlife biologist out at Pantex for 5 years. Wow. My background is I have a degree in natural resource management with a focus in wildlife biology. It's a really fulfilling job. You don't have to be stuck in the office all day. You get to go out and see a lot of really fun things.
Absolutely. That was kind of my next thing. I'm sure every day is different for you. Would you kind of agree with that, or what's the job like, if you can kind of express? Yeah,
I mean, a lot of times I'll go in saying, okay, I need to sit down, do some paperwork, check my emails, and as soon as I get in the door, I have a call and it's, Kevin, we have a bird stuck in this building, or there's a snake over here. And so it'll be like, okay, well, I'll put that aside and then let me go take care of that. It gets busier over the summer, of course. Things start moving around. We have babies. And, our people out there are actually really interested in the wildlife, we do have our operational areas, but we have so much just native stuff around that, people see a deer and, oh, well, it looks like it's, might be injured or something's wrong with it. And I'll go look at it, like, no, it's just hot out and he's looking for shade. Yeah. So, but, we're really appreciative of our staff members, of all the Pantexans out there, keeping an eye out on the wildlife and doing what they need to do, which is calling me and making sure that, we're taking care of them, protecting them, doing what we can for them.
Yes, absolutely. And that's such an important job, like I said. I mean, really, like I said, just trying to take care of the the wildlife that is out there and helping keeping it wild. And I think that's where you're saying that partnership with Wild West Wildlife Rehabilitation comes in. I mean, we have them on here on Second Cup all the time, and so love the mission that they're doing in the community. And so talk about that partnership, because like I said, your goal is to take the animals to rehab them, but then bring them back to where they came from, so they can be released back into the wild, where they kind of feel at home, right?
Right. Sometimes we can't for various reasons, but whenever we can have an animal brought back out that's a native animal, we like to do that. The partnership that we've developed over the last couple of years with Stephanie and her team at Wild West, I mean, they're great people. They're always there to help. Sometimes I'll run into something where I'm not sure, and I'll call her up and say, hey, I've got this. What do you think? So we've had a great partnership with them recently. We've had a couple of really cool ones that we've done. We had a bull snake that was almost 7 feet long.
Wow.
That was, he was trapped in a pit, and we needed to get him out because we needed to make some repairs to some of our water systems out there. And so we had to pull it out, take it to her, and she held on to it till it was warm enough that we could release him.
Wow.
And then a couple weeks later, I got a call about a juvenile great horned owl that wasn't flying right. I went out and checked it. He was starving to death. He was out of the nest a little bit too early. So I captured him, took him to Stephanie. While there, he made a friend with another owl that they had in captivity. And just a couple weeks ago, we went and released both of them back out of Pantex.
Well, that's great.
And we offer, when they have extra animals that they're looking for spots, like prairie dogs and bobcats, stuff like that. Those are things that we naturally have out at Pantex. And so we're happy to help them out as much as we can and provide a safe place where they know those animals will not be hunted or injured and have kind of a nice life out in the wild where they should be.
Absolutely. Well, that's so interesting. And you know, we always love learning new things on Second Cup. And I wanted to say this too to our viewers out there. We're going to be having Pantexans on each month to talk about just various topics. So thank you so much for taking the time to do this.
Thank you for talking to me.
Of course.